Hello everyone, welcome in today to Buffalo as the Clemson Tigers come to town. Johannesson's back to return to receive this opening kickoff, and he's not going to get this out to the 20-yard line. Our Bulls are taking on the Clemson Tigers today. This is going to be a tough matchup. Underneath center, we still have Forrest Farmer. He had a heck of a week one against Ohio State, so he gets the start. He completes that pass to TJ Nunnery for 13 and a first down for the Bulls. Clemson's not as good as they once were. Dabo Sweeney retired, so they have fallen off a little bit here. But I still think that they're a team that are kind of measuring stick. They're still a good team. They're just not a great elite team, as Johannesson takes that carry for 7 yards. Our Bulls are starting a ton of freshmen on this team, if you're not aware. Quarterback Forrest Farmer, left guard Shavarez Nwosu. At receiver, we have over here on the left TJ Nunnery, and on the right you can see our slot receiver Perkins. They're all true freshmen here on this team. And Johannesson takes this carry up the middle, 8 yards, Bulls first down. Clemson is yet to play this year, so we don't know what their team's going to be like. But I will say they are very inexperienced. Their starting running back and their starting quarterback have both never made starts in their career and have limited playing experience. So we're going to see what this Clemson Tigers team can do today. As Farmer's going to go ahead and run some read option. He pulls that one down. He gets down. That's a first down again for the Bulls. They're on the march. 1st and 10 here. Farmer's handing it off to Johannesson. He's led by Nwosu, who doesn't pick up the block, but that's still 11 yards and another Bulls first down. We still don't know what this Clemson team or this Bulls team is really going to look like this year, but that's a touchdown. Kemon Williams, Bulls strike first, 17 yards. And underneath center for the Clemson Tigers is Mickey Mitty. He is a transfer from Penn State. They had a fantastic quarterback room. He was 3rd string on their team. That's 6 yards for Clemson on his first career pass attempt. As I said, Mickey Mitty, he was a backup Penn State. They have like 4 NFL quality quarterbacks on their roster last year. 2 of them. Umu gets the carry here. He cuts it back. That's a first down on a 6-yard carry by Daltavius Umu. He's part of that inexperienced backfield that I was talking about. He had 11 career carries prior to today, so we'll see what they can do here as Mitty's going to run some read option. It's triple option, actually. Thomas takes him down after a gain of 4. Mitty hasn't really done any passing or playing time at all in his career, so he's going to run some read option. He tucks that. That's another Clemson Tigers first down. As I was trying to say, Mitty, he hasn't really done anything in his career. Prior to coming to Clemson, he only had 2 career rushing attempts. They're going to run some speed option with him. He goes down that time. He cannot get around Travis Snyder. 2nd and 13 here for the Clemson Tigers. What are they going to do? They're going to hit the Schultz on the check down at tight end. He's going down the sideline. He's one-on-one with Kealani, who takes him down. That was a 31-yard play for the Tigers. The Tigers seem to be moving the ball just as well as the Bulls did on their first drive. This defense appears to be struggling once again, as that's going to be Umu getting the carry and hit and taken down by Isaiah Braithwaite Jr., but he fights for 6 yards. That was a tough run for his 5'7" frame. Back to passes Mitty on 2nd and 4. This is a screen out to Umu, and Umu gets hit, but he fights and gets a 1st and goal. This dude is tough. He is only 5'7", 181 pounds, and he is running tough. Mitty is back to pass on 1st and goal. He has a man open in the end zone, and Ferrier comes down with it. Freshman corner Chris Mitchell just got beat on that. He overran him and left him open in the back corner. Bulls take over on their 2nd possession of the game here. Farmer's going to again hand it off to Johannesson, but there was nowhere to go on that play. He got blown up for no gain. 2nd and 10 here. Farmer back to pass. He throws it short over there to Williams, who makes the reception for just 3 yards. Kemon Williams was our 2nd receiver last year. As there's pressure in Farmer's face, and he goes down. Loss of 10 ending this drive. Romeo Williams gets the sack. Clemson Tigers come out with trips to the right. Mitty's going to hand it off to Umu, who gets taken down from behind by Alfitu Adkins for just a 1-yard gain. Trips to the right here for the Tigers. As Mitty's going to run some read option, he pulls that down. He has a gap. He's basically in green over there. He gets taken down, though, by Seth Weisher, who catches up to him. Luckily for the Bulls, Mickey Mitty's not that much of a scrambler, so he doesn't have that top-end speed as he completes that pass to Clark, his top receiver, who fights and goes out of bounds at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal here for the Clemson Tigers. What will they do? They hand it off to Umu up the middle. Daltavius Umu for 6. Tigers take the lead. 1st and 10 here on their 3rd drive. Farmer's going to hand it off to Johannesson, who cuts back in. He has a crease up the middle, but he couldn't break that one away. That was only for 16. That could have gone for much more. Look at this gap. Oh, man. He got caught from behind. Johannesson's going to get the carry here on 1st and 10. He has nowhere to go. 2nd and 10 here. Farmer back to pass. He's going to get that pass away, but he misses a wide open TJ Nunnery on that play. Here we are. It's 3rd and 10 for the Bulls. Farmer is back to pass looking for a man. He found Keemon Williams, but that's just short of the sticks. At the end of one, it's a 14-7 game here in Buffalo. The Clemson Tigers have the lead. We'll see what the Bulls can do the rest of the way here coming up. Bulls are coming out here. It is 4th and inches for them. What will they do here? They hand it off to Johannesson up the middle. That is a 1st down for the Bulls. It is 1st and 10 for the Bulls. Farmer throws a quick screen out to Keemon Williams. He only picks up 2 on the play. Keemon Williams entered this season as the 5th receiver. He's already moved his way up the depth chart 1 spot to the 4th, as that's a completion to TJ Nunnery for 7, setting up a 3rd and 2 for the Bulls. What do the Bulls do here? They hand it off to Johannesson, who does get the 1st down. He's cutting to the edge. Can he get around the edge? He cannot. He is taken down at about the 20-yard line, but that's a 1st down for the Bulls. The Bulls' rushing attack has been on fire so far today. Farmer's back to pass. He has a man in his face, and he just throws that one away. 2nd and 10 for the Bulls. Farmer back to pass. He sees Keemon Williams wide open and into the end zone for 6. Bulls have a chance to tie this one up pending the extra point. How will the Tigers answer as they take the field? This game's tied at 14. At the beginning of the 2nd quarter, Mitty is back to pass. He was facing some pressure, but he got that out to Schultz, who is able to speed ahead for 17 yards. That was Bowers in coverage on that play. He had 2 picks last week in that 5 overtime loss to Ohio State. Mitty for 4. 2nd and 6 here. Mitty's back to pass again. He has a man deep. He found Austin Cave, their slot receiver, for 6. He beat our freshman safety, Josh Thomas, for 6. Trailing by 7. The Bulls take over on this drive. Farmer back to pass. He throws it out there to TJ Nunnery, who drops it. That would have been a Bulls 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Bulls hand it off to Johannesson, who had nowhere to go, and he fumbles it. That is recovered by Williams, and nobody's going to get him. He's into the end zone. Clemson takes a 2-score lead here. Will that stand? You've got to be kidding me. Things are going south quick for the Bulls. And oh, bad goes the worst. Dylan Johannesson is hurt on the play. This play will go underneath booth review. Let's take a look at it. It looks like he was down before that ball came out. I think we'll be okay and get the ball back. Yeah, his knees were both down. It's 3rd and 11 here. Farmer back to pass. He's looking. He has his man down the seam. Nick Hill makes the reception. 22 yards and a Bulls 1st down. The Bulls might want to be careful not to get too pass happy as they do again drop back to pass. That is Colbert Hicks making the reception for 9 yards. 2nd and 1. Farmer again back to pass here. He's scrambling out to the left. He has the edge. He has the 1st down, and he just steps out of bounds to avoid the hit. They need to get back to this ground game as they do finally hand it off to Sonny Godfrey, who trucks over their safety for 9 yards. We seen Sonny Godfrey play last year for the Bulls. He wasn't very effective. He's just a smash guy. He has like no dash to him. He's all smash. He's 6'3". He's a big man. That's a 6-yard gain and a 1st down for Sonny Godfrey. Reports are out that we are not going to see Johannesson again today as he is suffering from a back injury. We'll have to see how he does as Dalton Alexander takes that reception for 13. Bulls are driving pretty easily on this drive. Farmer hands this one off to Godfrey, who has a gap. He runs through a man for 6, tying this game up pending the extra point. There's 2 minutes left in this half as the Clemson Tigers take the field. Mitty hands it off to Umu, who gets stopped up for a gain of 2. Seth Weischer finishes him off. The Tigers called a timeout after that play. If you're going to run it, I don't think you call a timeout. But whatever, bad clock management. Mitty has a wide open Austin Cave. Thomas got burned again on this drive. Does he has the speed to catch up? He does. But that is worst case scenario for the Bulls. Tigers are immediately in scoring position. Two backs in the game here. Mitty, he's going to run some read option. He pulls that down, and he walks in for 6. Tigers take the lead. Bulls taking over here, trailing by 7. That was probably, I guess, as good a scenario as you can get since you're allowing points. It gives them a chance to answer without the Tigers being able to take a 2-point lead because they get the ball in the second half. So like I was saying, that just gives them the chance to answer here and keep it so they only have a 1-score lead as Brendan Perkins takes that for 16 and another Bulls first down. They're driving quick on this drive. The good news for the Bulls is that with the Tigers kind of falling off a little bit here, they don't have the defense they're used to having as TJ Nunnery takes that one for a first down for the Bulls. Clock's moving here, but it looks like the Bulls are slowing it down just a little. They probably want to get the clock underneath a minute here. So that way, regardless of what happens, the Tigers don't have a chance to answer. So they are slowing it down a little bit here. Farmer takes that snap now, and he gets that one out there to Colbert Hicks for 7 yards. They're going to get on the move here. They got to hurry up to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 3. They're going to hand it off to Sonny Godfrey, who has a seam, and he gets a first down and 10 yards for the Bulls. They were able to huddle up as the clock stopped here. That one goes out to Colbert Hicks. That was a quick screen, and that was a risky pass, but he fights for 11 yards and another Bulls first down. That sets him up with a 1st and goal. Just 28 seconds remain in this half. What will the Bulls do to end it? They're going to run some read option, and Forrest Farmer goes in for 6. They tie this game up. As this first half's going to wind down here, there's 20 seconds left. We'll see what the Tigers can do. Mitty is back to pass, facing some pressure. He's still got that pass out to Demetrius Austin Cave for 8 yards. He is a freshman redshirt, and he has been on fire today. Mitty back to pass here, 2nd and 2. He hits it out to Austin Cave again for 4 yards. Bulls need to make sure they hold him out of field goal position. They really want to go into half with this game tied. They don't want to set Clemson up to take a 2-score lead. As they have a chance, Clark gets that reception. He takes it down to the 31-yard line. The Bulls need to see this half run out on this play. Mitty's going to drop back to pass. They're taking a shot, but that's incomplete. This half's over. They weren't quite in field goal range for their kicker. Going into halftime, this game is tied at 28. What a first half it's been for the Bulls. They got to see if they can keep strong and stay tough and maintain this game. We're going to start off our prospect spotlight with Jaleel Moore. He's a 5'10", 190-pound corner out of Anadarko, Oklahoma. He is the #1 cornerback in the nation, and I put him on our board just because he had low interest to open up the season, because I use the recruiting mod, as everybody should know. I don't use just the base game recruiting. For some reason, he didn't have a lot of interest around the nation, so I went ahead and added him to our board. He was a -5 overall, but he's still an 83 overall corner. He has 93 speed, 86 agility, 91 acceleration. That's plenty to play on the outside. And if you look at him, his man and zone is ridiculous. 91 and 87 coming in as a true freshman. He has 81 press. And I really do look forward to showing off Jaleel Moore a little bit more. Nice pun there. Following a look at your prospect spotlights, we're going to show off quick stats. Forrest Farmer's 15-18 for 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He's been phenomenal. Rushing, Johannesson was fantastic on the ground before exiting with a back injury. Godfrey's come in. He's been amazing. 7 yards a carry on his 5. He also added a touchdown. Forrest Farmer has 1 touchdown on the ground as well. Receiving, Keemon Williams has been the man. He really has been quite impressive for the Bulls, so I wouldn't be shocked to maybe see him keep moving back up the depth chart. He's been phenomenal. Defensively, there hasn't really been any standouts, so I'm not going to show off that a whole lot, but our leading tackler is A.J. Arnold, and those are all on special teams, so that tells you what you need to know. So as we welcome you back to this second half, the Bulls are kicking it away to the Clemson Tigers here. On the return is Matt Anderson, their running back. He's the backup. He was been a backup for a few years. He takes that return for 33. That was a great return. 1st and 10 here. Mickey Mitty's going to hand it off to Umu right up the middle, and there was nobody there for 14 yards. You could have drove a dump truck through that hole. That's one thing I will say, though. The Bulls' defense is still weak up the middle. And that right there is Quazell McGowan making the play. That's the first time I've said his name all day. McGowan has a chance at being great. but he's still only a true freshman. And our 2D tackles are still low 70s rated players, and one's, I think, Henderson's actually a 69, as Mickey Mitty takes that carry for a first down for the Tigers. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Mitty actually pulls it. That was a QB run all the way. That's 7 yards. What a call on 1st down. Mitty's not really one of them quarterbacks that you would expect to be running around the yard. The Tigers have caught us off guard with that. This is their first game of the season, as Mitty again's going to pull it down on another speed option. And look at that. He takes it inside of the 5 before being taken down. What a day for Mickey Mitty on the ground. 1st and goal here. Mitty in the gun again with Umu to his left. He hands it off, but Quazell McGowan takes him down for no gain. This Bulls defense stands up on 1st down. 4 wide here, Tigers. They're going to run some read option, and Mitty pulls it. He cannot get into the end zone. Malu, Kailani, and Brian Osherman take him down. 3rd and goal here for the Clemson Tigers. The Bulls jump on that. Did they get back? It doesn't matter. Mitty's into the end zone for 6. Sonny Godfrey's taking this one down the edge. Look at that return for Sonny Godfrey. I didn't commentate that because I usually don't show them. 1st and 10 here. Bulls take over right at midfield. Farmer's going to hand that off to Sonny Godfrey, who takes it for 3. He's tired after that return. Godfrey remains in the game in the backfield. He takes this carry, making the most of his opportunity for just 3 yards, though. Setting up a 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4 here for the Bulls. They hand it off to their 3rd-string running backs, who gets a 1st down. Nice run by Nick Smith. They need a touchdown on this drive to stay in this game, as their defense can't stop anybody. Farmer is back to pass, and he has Nunnery, who is open, running across the middle of the field for 14 yards. Farmer's played almost a perfect game today, as he is back to pass on 1st down. He hit TJ Nunnery right in the hands, and he dropped it. That is the one thing about this Bulls receiving core. They do need to work on their hands. They are kind of weak. As Farmer trusts Nunnery, and he hits him on 2nd down anyway. 1st down, Bulls. Farmer hands it off to Godfrey here on 1st down, and he picks up just 3 yards. 2nd and 7, Farmer back to pass. That pass is going to go up to the back corner of the end zone and get picked, but he cannot keep his feet in bounds. 3rd and 7 here. Farmer drops back to pass. He's looking for his number 1 receiver, Colbert Hicks, and he gets him for 6. What a comeback route. What a play by the Bulls. 1st and 10, Mickey Mitty in the gun. Game tied up again. Can they answer once again? That is a completion out there to Nick Schultz for 3 yards. Mickey Mitty has been 12 of 13 on the day. He has been almost completely unstoppable. He's been amazing. What a first career start, as he is back to pass again. He finds Austin Cave. Nothing the Bulls have done has worked so far against him. So it's 3rd and 2. What can they do to try to stop Mickey Mitty in this Clemson offense? Anderson steps out of bounds. That was nothing that the Bulls did. That was just a lucky play for the Bulls. Khalil Hummingbird on this return. Look at that play. What a job, Khalil Hummingbird. 20 yards. 1st and 10 here. Farmer back to pass. He has an open TJ Nunnery. That's a 1st down and a gain of 17. What a way to begin this drive. It's 2nd and 6. Forrest Farmer back to pass as this 3rd quarter is winding down. He finds Perkins. 1st and 10 here. Farmer's back to pass. Nunnery again. He has to work on his hands. I think that's 3 drops today as well. Colbert Hicks gets that on the screen. He only picks up 2 on the play. At the end of 3, this game is tied at 35. What a way for the Bulls to open their season, taking 2 phenomenal programs into the 4th quarter and keeping the games close or tied. What a day for the Bulls as they open up the 4th quarter here. And they're going to take the field on a 3rd and 8. Back to pass as Forrest Farmer. He has a man over the middle, but he missed Keemon Williams. That could have been 6. That is a 4-point play right there, as we ended up just getting 3, taking a 38-35 lead. We left 4 points on the field, and that could cost us against a team like Clemson. 1st and 10, Tigers take over. They need points on this drive. They pinch it out to Umu, and Umu has a gap as Quazell McGowan chases him down and just enough to push him out of bounds. That's a 23-yard play to open up this drive. This Bulls defense needs to hold it together and just take the Tigers off of the field as Mitty pulls it on this read option. Quazell McGowan can't get him down, but Bowers does. Umu lined up next to Mitty in the gun here. Mitty's going to hand it off to him. He has nowhere to go. Richard Osherman and Quazell McGowan blow him up. That's a loss. What a play for the Bulls. That is a huge play by our top defensive recruit. I am so glad to see him making an impact. We need to see him get to the quarterback more, but we'll take that as Mitty is going to throw a screen on 3rd and 5 out there to Umu, who does get a first down. Mickey Mitty has still only missed once today through the air as he is back to pass again. And look at this. He has Ferrier open, and Thomas gets over there and takes him down. Tigers are driving down the field quick here, needing just 7 yards to hit the 300-yard mark today. Mitty is in the gun with Anderson lined up next to him. Austin Cave comes in motion and gets the carry. He gets knocked down in the backfield. Seth Weischer with the TFL. 2nd and 11, Umu and Anderson in the back next to Mitty in the gun as he throws it out there to Henry. He doesn't gain much on that play, setting up a 3rd and 6. In the gun here all by himself on 3rd down. Mitty is back to pass as Osherman stepped off sides there, but that is almost intercepted. They couldn't pick him off. That would have been a game-changing play for the Bulls. So now they got to line up and try to tie it. Are we going to have another overtime game today? As this kick is up and good. This game's tied. 38 all. 1st and 10 here in the pistol. Farmer's going to hand it off to Sonny Godfrey, who can't break away from that D lineman. He only picks up 2. 2nd and 8 here. In the gun is Farmer. He's back to pass. He found Perkins for a gain of 7, setting up a very short 3rd down play. It's 3rd and 1 in the pistol formation with a tight end lined up right to the right of him. Farmer's going to go ahead. He is going to hand that off to Godfrey, who fights, and he wanted that first down. That's 7 yards. Bulls with a big first down on that play. What a run. Following that tough run on first down, Farmer's back to pass, and he hits Colbert Hicks, who never even put his hands up for it. 2nd and 10, Forrest Farmer back to pass. He throws it short to Colbert Hicks, who picks up 10 yards, setting up a 3rd and inches. The Bulls have to keep this drive alive if they want any shot of winning this game today, and Godfrey gets just barely enough for a Bulls first down. You can tell this Bulls offense is much improved so far this season, as look at that play. Dalton Alexander takes it for 20. What a throw, what a catch. It's 1st and 10. Forrest Farmer is back to pass. He's going to throw this one short to TJ Nunnery, who's going to pick up 9 yards. Great decision making right there. As Farmer's driving down the field here, he already has more touchdown passes than either Josh Taylor or Tyler Smith had last season. Not combined, but individually. But it's just a fun fact to realize that in 2 games, he already has more than what we had individually with our players. As Sonny Godfrey gets to the edge and goes in for 6, giving the Bulls a lead here with 2 minutes and 27 seconds left. That forces the Tigers to have to answer with a touchdown on their drive to avoid the upset here today in Buffalo. 1st down and 10. The Tigers have 2 minutes and 23 seconds left to answer in this game if they want to avoid the upset. Mitty is passing it. He has Umu wide open here to the right. That's a first down, getting him out to about the 42-yard line. That was exactly the type of drive starter that the Tigers needed. Mitty's in the gun here. They're running clock a little bit as he's back to pass. He had a man open, but he missed him. That could have been picked off by Keolani. In the gun, back to pass, 2nd and 10, Mickey Mitty looking around, not a whole lot of pressure. He tucks it, but we had a spy up, and Quazell McGowan takes him down. He only picks up 5. 3rd and 5, the pressure is really ramping up for this Bulls defense. They need to get this key stop. As Mitty drops back to pass, he is looking around the field. He has Smiley open, but he does not get the first down. He steps out of bounds. That sets up a 4th and 2 for the game. 4th and 2, Mitty comes with Umu to the right in the gun. He's going to hand it off to him, and that was a great play call as Umu breaks some tackles. That's a first down inside of the 40-yard line. That's going to keep this game alive for the Tigers. 2nd and 5, Anderson still in the gun to the right of Mitty. They spend their tight end in motion to the right. They're letting the clock run, which makes no sense. Mitty is going to pass it, though, as you'd expect. He checks it down to Hill, who does get enough. Quazell McGowan overran him, allowing him to stop and get open there. Clemson used a timeout, so there's still 44 seconds left on the clock as Mitty is back to pass. He fakes that pass, and then he threw it to Austin Cave, who was covered. That could have been another pick by Bowers. 2nd and 4 here. Mitty by himself in the backfield as he takes that snap out of the gun. He's looking around. He tucks it down, but Afitu Adkins takes him down for the sack. That's what this Bulls defense needed. They got to rush to the line of scrimmage, and they do need a touchdown here as Mitty is back to pass. He's looking. He throws it short, but he is covered. That is Ingram picking it off, sealing this game up for the Bulls. They're going to pull off the upset here. Jeremiah Ingram just standing in front of him after Mickey threw it. What a terrible decision. Thankfully for the Bulls. Following that final timeout being used, the Bulls are in victory formation, and they take a knee. That is going to end this game. What an upset today here in Buffalo as the Bulls knock off the Clemson Tigers. They are not the Clemson of old, but that was still an amazing upset. Forrest Farmer is your player of the game, and he deserved every bit of that recognition. What a game from the Bulls. Their defense got to play when they needed it. What a day. Taking a look at the Bulls' stats following this historic upset for this program. Forrest Farmer went 25 of 34 for 288 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 picks. He hasn't allowed Tyler Mattingly a chance to get on the field because he's been fantastic. He's locked this job down. Rushing, Sonny Godfrey checked in. He wasn't nearly as dynamic, averaging 1 yard less per carry than Dylan Johannesson, but overall he had a good day, 14 for 81 and 2 scores. Johannesson took 10 for 67 before exiting with that back injury, and Farmer had 5 for 19 and a touchdown on the ground. Nick Smith, our third string running back who hasn't played that much, took 1 for 9 today. Receiving, TJ Nunnery took 7 catches for 83 yards, but he had 3 drops. He really needs to work on that or else it's going to start seeing his playing time get decreased. I hope he improves. He's a pretty dynamic guy. Colbert Hicks took 6 for 47 and a score, 5 for 52 and 2 scores from Keemon Williams. He's still that same big play threat that we are used to seeing him be, so he might even see his targets move up a little bit here. Brendan Perkins took 3 for 42 today, and Dalton Alexander had 3 for 42 as well. He's really come along this year. He's pretty close, if not halfway to his yardage total from last season. He's been phenomenal, and you can tell the quarterback change is exactly what this young man needed. Nick Hill didn't drop his pass today. He took 1 for 22. Flipping it over and looking at defense stats, Seth Weischer led our team with 7 tackles, followed by Quazell McGowan and Anthony Bowers playing that 4th corner role. TFLs were had by Quazell McGowan, Afitu Adkins, Richard Osherman, Trevor Snyder, and Seth Weischer. And the refreshing thing about that is everybody but Weischer plays in the front 7. That is refreshing considering how our defense played last season. Adkins had our only sack today, and we had a pick from Jeremiah Ingram to seal it. What a play for him, and it's a great time to see him step up, even though he was demoted to the number 2 corner role this season. Flipping it over to the Tigers here, Mickey Mitty was 22 of 26 for 337 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he had that costly pick at the end. Honestly, you still got to be impressed with the way this kid's career started. This was his first career start, and basically his first career extensive playing action, and he did amazing for the Tigers today. On the ground, he added 14 for 95 and 2 more scores. He played his heart out. Deltavius Umu took 11 for 68 and a score. He was pretty solid on the ground. He ran tough for just a 5'7", 180-pound back. Receiving, it was Demetrius Austin Cave leading the way with 7 for 141 and 1, followed by Peyton Ferrier taking 3 for 44 and 1. Nick Schultz took 3 for 51. Umu caught 3 for 29. And then their top receiver, Geno Clark, was basically erased today. He only took 2 for 55. This is the rest of the team's stats here at receiver. On their defensive side, Mike Gray led the way with 11 tackles, followed by Chris Kittle, Dorial Haley, Mark Ellis III, and then let's take a look at their TFLs. It was Demon Mitchell, a left tackle, having a TFL. That's kind of unexpected. Romeo Williams had 1, Dorial Haley had 1, and Chris Kittle had 1. Sacks, the only one they had came from Romeo Williams. This kid was a problem, 6'8", 275. I really felt his presence on the field today. And we didn't throw any interceptions, which is probably a first in this series. After simming past the bye week, we're going to take a look at the Heisman standings here as we have C.J. Neesman of Georgia leading the way so far, followed by Johnny Hayes of UCLA, a quarterback who dropped to number 2. Number 3 is Matt Marshall of Wisconsin, a halfback. Number 4 is Andrew Okechukwu, a halfback. from Florida State. We seen him play in the national title game last year. And number 5 is Terrell Bowden, the quarterback from Arkansas. It's still early, but we like to show off all the standings and everything. So here's the top 25. Michigan, followed by Florida State, Georgia, Texas A&M, Wisconsin, Stanford, Arkansas State is up here at number 7. Nebraska just drops back to number 8 with a loss to Ohio State. Texas, Notre Dame round out your top 10. You have Syracuse, Washington, Florida dropping back to number 13. North Carolina dropping back to number 8. Ohio State, Oregon, UCLA dropping back to number 17 with their loss to Rutgers. 18 is Penn State. 19 is Arkansas, who just lost to Texas. 20 is Bama. 21 is USC. 22 is Tennessee. 23 Michigan State. 24 Army. And 25 is Rutgers. Oklahoma just dropped out of the top 25, but they just barely dropped out. Here's a look at the other teams that are still in the running to get back into the top 25. We're going to take a sec to update you on Justin Hill so far. This season for the Penn State Nittany Lions, he's only gotten 43 attempts for 187 yards. He's averaging 4.3 yards per carry, and he has 1 score so far. I do know week 1, he basically missed the entire game. He only had 4 carries before exiting with an injury. But he does have 8 catches for 77 yards and another score out of the backfield. So we'll keep you updated on his season. And the other one that we're going to keep you updated here is SMU's quarterback Tyler Smith, who was our starter to begin last season and open this dynasty up. We will be playing him this week in SMU. The Mustangs come into this game sitting at 2-0. He has yet to have a turnover. He hasn't been fantastic, but he's done enough to help the Mustangs win, and he's done exactly what they needed him to do. So I look forward to seeing him as we play him this week. I think we will be able to beat the brakes off of him, or at least I hope to see them do it because of the way he talked about Coach Williams and our program on his way out. He deserves to get beat down pretty good. We will see if we can do it. Lee is going to go with us as we are actually the better team here. So I can understand. We just knocked off Clemson. We took Ohio State all the way to the end, so we definitely deserve to respect. Hopefully we can beat the brakes off of SMU. This is LDJ11. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a good day, and I'm out.
And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it.